All right, so we are just left with rack awareness. So guys, we have just talked about reliability of HDFS, right? So we just, I mean we started with the reliability. We talked about, like, if you have a replication factor of 3, you can handle failure of 2 data nodes and still your data is intact, right? But at times what happens is, you have your data in the form of multiple clusters, right? In other words, in multiple data centers, right? So for example, if you talk about Facebook, they will have their data centers at different geographical locations, right? One data center could be in Sunnyvale, one data center could be in Bangalore, one data center could be in Hyderabad, right? So they have multiple data centers, and they would like to secure their data even if a complete data center fails, right? Now let's say they have, uh, just for the sake of simplicity, let's say you have 10 nodes in Bangalore, 10 nodes in Hyderabad, and 10 nodes in US, right? And your cluster is total of 30 nodes. Now if you keep your replication factor as 3, you can handle failure of 2 nodes, no doubt. But what happens if a complete data center fails? There are always chances of a complete data center failing, right? There could be some disaster happening in some data center, and then you will lose all of your data. If you lose 10 data nodes at a time, you will lose a lot of your data, right? Because your replication factor is only 3 and it can handle failure of 2 data nodes. So to handle something like that and still not waste a lot of space, because if you keep your replication factor as 11, then you are actually wasting a lot of space, right? Because your data centers are not failing every day, so you don't want to secure it too much by wasting too much space, but you still want to secure it. So to handle such scenarios, there is something called rack awareness. Okay, so HDFS is reliable because of replication, but how much? So as I said, it is still not able to handle failure of more than 2 data nodes when the replication factor is 3, right? So what if a complete rack of nodes fails? So here a rack could mean a data center, right? So as I said, let's say you have 3 data centers, all 3 data centers have 10 nodes each, and you want to protect failure of a complete rack as well, right? How do you secure that still keeping replication factor of 3? HDFS rack awareness is the solution for that. How does HDFS rack awareness save data even when a complete rack or a complete data center fails? Let's talk about that. So this is the last topic for today. uh, Hopefully we'll be able to finish in time, right? So what happens is, you configure your cluster in a way, you tell your cluster, you tell your name node that I am putting these data nodes in rack 1, these data nodes in rack 2, and these data nodes in rack 3. Okay, so in this example you have 4 data nodes in rack 1, 4 data nodes in rack 2, and 4 data nodes in rack 3. Replication factor is 3. So without any rack awareness, you can handle failure of 2 nodes. But here we'll see we can handle failure of 4 nodes also. So what happens is, when your client writes data, the first copy of the block is written to the rack which is closest to the client. Okay, so just imagine that a client is sitting here and he is writing block A. Okay, block A is the red block, and because it is closer to the rack 1, in other words, just imagine that rack 1 is Bangalore, rack 2 is Hyderabad, and rack 3 is US, and client is sitting in Bangalore. Okay, and client wants to write some data. When it writes block A, the first copy of the block will be written to rack 1, and within the rack 1 any data node, right, which has free space. So name node is making this decision making. It will say, it will tell the client, write the first copy to node 1 because it is present in rack 1, which is closer to you. Now when the replication happens, what name node will do is, it will not replicate this block within the same rack. Name node will replicate the second copy to a different rack. Okay, which means the second copy of the block A will go to rack 2, and third copy will go to a different data node within the same rack as the second rack. Okay, so in other words, you always have the same block present in at least two racks. Does that make sense, guys? You always have the same block present in at least two racks. Now, similarly, when you are writing blue block, right? First copy is, let's say, in rack 2, the second copy and third copy will be written in rack 3. Similarly, when you are writing block C, let's say first copy was written in rack 3, other two copies are written in rack 1. Now just think about it, guys. Let's say rack 1 fails. You still see all three colors alive in rack 2 and rack 3. If rack 2 fails, you still see all these three colors alive, right, in rack 1 and rack 3. If rack 3 fails, you still have these colors alive, which means you can still handle failure of a complete rack. Even if a rack contains 4 data nodes, your data is still safe. Does that make sense, guys? Any questions regarding this? Okay, thanks Nitin, thanks Siva. Anybody has any question? Okay, thanks Karthik. Everything is clear, Karthik is saying. Okay, so let me ask a question. Actually, I wanted some questions to come on this concept, but let me ask a question if you don't have any question. Can someone tell me why we are putting second and third copy in the same rack? If I had put third copy in a different rack, I could have handled failure of two racks. Right now, if two racks fail together, then I lose data. But if I had put the third copy in a different rack, I could have handled failure of two racks also. Okay, now this comes from Rajesh. Can we place one copy in each one? Uday Kumar is saying if rack 1 and rack 3 fails. Yeah, Uday Kumar, as I said, you cannot handle failure of two racks with this strategy. If two racks fail together, then you lose your data. Right? Okay, Nitin is saying optimization done for data locality. So yeah, that's correct. So basically, guys, typically it is expected that you won't have two data centers failing together at the same time. And if you look at the other side of the coin, if you start replicating every block on a different rack or in a different data center, then you are actually wasting a lot of bandwidth. If you are sending data from Bangalore to Hyderabad first, then Hyderabad to US also, then you are wasting a lot of bandwidth, and it is good for nothing. Because I mean, two racks failing at the same time, very low probability, right? And typically you don't want to handle that. There are some custom uh, implementations by different companies for their own use, where they have tweaked this behavior to suit to their own needs. So for example, Facebook might have tweaked it to place different copies in different racks all the time, because they consider their data to be more valuable than bandwidth. But this is the default behavior of HDFS, the default implementation of HDFS that we are talking about, right? In default implementation, second and third copy of the block is in the same rack, but on a different data node, obviously. Okay, Shweta is saying how name node gets to know about rack and data node present in that. So Shweta, that is a configuration in your HDFS, right? you kind of, when you are configuring your HDFS, you can provide a script to your name node, using which name node can figure out that given the IP address of a data node, which rack does it belong to. Okay, so that is the responsibility of administrator who is administrating the Hadoop cluster, to provide that information to the Hadoop cluster, like which data node belongs to which rack. So for the HDFS cluster, for the name node, it is a logical grouping. So it's not mandatory that your racks should be geographically different. Even if you have, let's say, 30 machines at the same place, right, in the same network also, you can just assign a different rack ID to different machines, right? It's a logical grouping as far as the Hadoop cluster is concerned. Typically, in production use cases, this logical grouping is consistent with the physical grouping of machines. Does that make sense, guys? Thank you. That's it